Welcome, Samadhi. I'm Amy. Welcome to my house. So coming from my house to your house. So happy to have you here. And the focus for this practice is going to be on the hips. So having a blanket, you'll need a blanket actually. So go ahead and grab a blanket and place it beside you. We're going to start in kneeling. So find your way up into high kneeling and then grab your blanket and place it behind you. So between your hips and your heels. And then as you exhale, sit back on it. If that doesn't work for you, you can certainly stay in a high kneeling. This is something that the first time I tried this, I just felt like it was heaven. So I typically don't have a problem in a low kneeling, but this extra support allows me to relax more in the pose and to become instantly more grounded. Bring your hands to your thighs, draw your shoulders down. Lift up in your heart. Maybe a little tiny back bend. If it feels okay, you could look up toward the sky. And then if you did, come back to center. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. Begin to draw your way forward and place your blanket on your mat. Smooth it out. So like the princess and the pea, you want to have your blanket nice and smooth without anything that would make your knees feel uncomfortable, any sort of wrinkles or crinkles in it. And then come up into a high kneeling, walk your way forward onto the blanket. Shift your weight towards your left knee and step your right foot forward, holding onto your waist to help get stabilized. And then lengthen your arms up to T. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring your arms out to Goddess. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to Goddess. Tuck your tailbone down a bit. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale. Bring your hands together at your heart. Interlace your fingers. Bring your hands to your right thigh. And begin to draw your way forward. If your knee goes further forward than your right heel, then scooch it forward. Breathe into your left hip bone, psoas. And then begin to ease your way back, straighten that leg. Hands come to either side of your knee, of your foot, of that right leg. Perhaps as you shift back, the sole of the right foot might lift. Next time you come forward, curl your back toes under, lift that left knee, draw the left hip down, let it be heavy. Lengthen forward through the right knee and back through the left heel. Straighten the back leg as best as you can. And then as you exhale, set that knee down, uncurl your toes, hands to the inside of your right foot. Extend your right leg straight back behind you. Coming onto your hands, fingers are fanned wide apart. Draw the right hip down. Flex the toes in towards you. Reach back through the heel. So you're drawing the right pinky toe down. Reach back through the heel. Forward through the crown of your head. And then lengthen your knee out to the side. Knees bent, coming into a hydrant. As you exhale, let the knee come down. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, lower down. Come back to your breath. Inhale is the focus here as it lifts. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your knee up. Exhale, send your knee down. Curl your toes under. Find your way into downward facing dog. Weight goes into the left foot. Inhale your right leg back behind you. Exhale, knee toward nose. So you're rocking forward. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, right knee toward right underarm, right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, knee toward left elbow. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, plant the foot down. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, right leg reaches up and back. Bring a bend into your knee. Stack your hips. And then as you exhale, square the hips. Set the foot down. Set your knees down. Right leg reaches back behind you. And then draw it over into a twist. Coming to the outside of the left edge of your mat. Take a deep breath in. Look at your left hand or over your left shoulder. Carefully, with control, lift your left foot. Set your knee down. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, come into a puppy stretch. So walk your hands forward. Hips are over your knees. Coming onto flat hands or creating tented fingers or spidered fingers. And then walk your hands back up towards you and find your way once again into a high kneeling. Hold on to your waist, shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let your thighs be really strong, so squeezing the muscles to the bones. Take a deep breath in. Shift the weight towards your right knee. As you exhale, step your left foot forward. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, bring your arms out to goddess. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale to goddess. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Interlace your fingers. Bring them to your thigh to press it away. Left shoulder draws down. Lift up in your heart. Perhaps you lift your left toes. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. And then place your hands down to either side of your left foot. Begin to draw your hips forward and back. Perhaps as you sink the hips back, the sole of the foot lifts, or it may stay grounded. Yogi's choice, and depending on what's happening in your body. Coming back to the breath, exhaling as you come forward, inhaling back. And then the next time you come forward, bring your hand to the inside, both hands to the inside. Shift your weight toward the right and then extend your left leg straight back behind you. Activate the foot by reaching back through the heel, drawing that left pinky toe down. Little bend in your elbows. And then set your knee down, curl your toes under, downward facing dog. As you inhale, weight goes into the right foot. Extend your left leg straight back behind you. Bring a bend into your knee. Open your hips, stacking your left hip over the right, best as you can. And then as you exhale, let the foot come down. Let your knees come down. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, extend the right leg straight back behind you, and then bend it out to the knee, to the side. Deep breath in, exhale the knee down. Inhale, lifts it up. Shift the weight towards your right hand. Exhale the knee down. Little bend in the left elbow. Inhale the knee up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lifts it up. Exhale, lower down. Last time to inhale the knee up. And then as you exhale, crisscross it over to the right, looking at your right hand, or over your right shoulder. Deep, full breath in. Open your mouth and let it go. Beautiful. Lift your foot. Set your knee down. Curl your toes in. Keep your knees close together. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, begin to walk your hands in toward your body, knees in as close as you can. You can stay here, or you can walk your hands further forward, sinking back towards your heels a bit. If that's you, soften across your shoulders. This is called Dark Moon. It's a variation of Malasana. Beautiful. And then allow the knees to carefully come down to the earth. Separate the distance between your knees. Hands come out in front. Curl your toes under. Downward facing dog. Take a look forward. Step, walk, or hop your way to the top of your mat. And then bring your feet so that the balls of your feet are wider apart than the heels. Now, opportunity here. We're going to come into goddess. Opportunity, if it's you, if your feet are close to the blanket, you can keep your heels there. You can place your heels there. So broaden your stance, hands at your heart. Shoulders over your hips as best as you can. Make any adjustments. Sinking down. Arms come out to T. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, arms close in toward each other. Inhale, maybe you sink a little bit more. Exhale, arms in. Inhale your arms out. Exhale your arms in. One more time, inhale your arms out. And then as you exhale, straighten out your legs, bring your hands to your waist. Pivot your feet so that they're parallel. Ground down into your feet, arms up and overhead. 5-pointed star. Tapping into your power here. Bring your hands to your waist, draw your shoulders back and down. And then heel toe, step or hop your feet together. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees a whole lot. Step, walk, or hop your feet back to come into plank. Reach back through your heels, forward through the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, let the knees come down to the mat. Walk your hands in towards your body. Shift your hips over to one side. Bring your legs out in front of you. Planting down into your feet, scoot your hips in towards your heels. My mat came along with me. And draw the knees in toward the chest. Rock from side to side. Soften across your shoulders, soften your jaw. Bring your arms out to T or goddess. Take a deep breath in as you exhale. Let your right foot come to the mat. Draw your left ankle to your right knee or thigh. Scooch that right heel in closer to your right sitting bone. Bring your right hand to your right hip bone. Left hand comes to left thigh. Give a press of your thigh forward with your hand. And then walk that left hand, press that left hand against the thigh as you draw it up closer to the knee and then back down. If you don't feel much here, you could scooch that right foot maybe a little bit, the heel a little bit in closer to you. And then cross the left knee over the right. Cross them in tight. As you inhale, lift the right foot up off of the earth. Bring your arms out to T. As you exhale, let both of your knees come over to the right. Place your right hand on top of that upper knee. Look over to the left if that's okay. If crossing your legs feels like too much, you can uncross them. placing the left knee on top of the right. So stacking the knees instead. Remove the right hand from your left thigh. Inhale both of your knees back up toward the earth, toward the center rather, and then as you exhale, let your feet come down to the mat. Walk your heels in close to your sitting bones. Left ankle comes to right thigh. Bring your left hand to your left sitting bone. Begin to press that right thigh forward with your right hand. Close your eyes, soften your jaw. You may feel a real difference from one side to the other. Draw the left shoulder down. Release that, crisscross your legs. Lift the feet up off of the earth, arms come out to the sides, and as you exhale, let your knees come over to the left, bringing the left hand to create a little bit of traction, a little bit of grounding, bringing it to the top of the right thigh, perhaps looking over to the right. If having the legs crossed feels like too much, then uncross them, coming into more of the fetal position, expression here. Soften where you can. And then on your next inhale, find your way back to center, uncross your legs, extend your legs up straight toward the sky. Arms down at your sides, you could also bring your hands underneath you, like your thumbs could come underneath you. Point the toes up, broaden across your shoulders, flex the toes in towards you. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, begin to separate your feet. Bring your hands to the inside of your thighs and give a little press down. So you're creating a V with your legs. Point and flex your toes. And then resist, so as if you were trying to close your feet in toward each other and your hands are separating the feet. Broaden across your shoulders, point and flex your feet. And then bring your hands to the outside of your legs as if your legs are trying to stay separated, but your hands are pressing your knees back together. Bend the knees, plant the feet onto the earth. Come over to your right side just long enough that you can take support with your hands and press your way up. So we're going to come into one more active posture. Find your blanket. And then bring it over to the right side of your mat. Not on the mat, but off of the mat. Come up into a high kneeling. And then hands to your waist, bring one knee to the blanket and one knee onto the mat. Begin to allow that blanket to slide away, coming onto your hands. And then if it's you, find your way onto forearms. Flex the toes in toward your knees. So you could think about frog feet. This is frog pose. Hands could be, fingers can be wide apart. You could have your hands on the earth. Some folks like to bring their hands together in prayer because that feels grounded. Sometimes maybe because they're not really fond of the posture. This is one of those that a lot of times some people really, really like the pose, and some people really don't like it. People tend not to be all that neutral. Soften your jaw. So you're not more yogic if you come into a deeper stretch here, a deeper straddle. This is a version of a side split. And then begin to find your way back up onto your hands as you draw your blanket back in. Beautiful job. And then rock your hips over to the left. Legs come out in front of you. We'll bring the feet to the edges of the mat and begin to let your knees flow from side to side. Soften your jaw. And then find your way down onto your forearms. Maybe close your eyes. You can let the head fall back if it feels okay. Next time your knees come back to center, feet wide apart on the mat, lower down, let your knees touch. You could even bring your feet wider than the mat if that feels more relaxing. See if you can release the weight of your low back. Maybe wiggle the toes, a little snap, crackle, pop. And then lengthen your legs out in front of you. Bring your arms down at your sides, palms face up. Close your eyes. See if you can detect any pulsations in the body. Tuning into the nadis, flow of breath. Let your arms be heavy. Let your torso be heavy, the back body heavy, legs heavy. Begin to release control of the breath. Begin to surrender into gentle relaxation. If you feel a little squirrely, if you feel like you have a lot of extra energy, you can place your hands palms face down. If you still feel a little anxious or a little high energy, you could place your hands under you. Placing a blanket over the thighs can be very grounding as well. Or you could kind of cocoon yourself with your blanket. Lots and lots of options that I didn't mention. So just find what would feel soothing to you. I'll mention one other option, which could be rolling over onto your belly. That's also very grounding. Coming into final relaxation. You could stay right here if time allows. Swami Kripalu said that breath is the soul of yoga. Indeed, it is yoga itself. Breath is the soul of yoga. Indeed, it is yoga itself. On your next inhale, begin to deepen into your breath. Running the tip of your tongue across the front of your teeth. Breathing life into your fingers and your toes. And then practicing non-attachment to Savasana as best as you can. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Coming into the fetal position. So we move from corpse pose into the fetal position and we prepare to begin again our life off of the mat. Rolling to your right side and then pressing into your hands for that beautiful support to help draw you all the way back up. Crossing your legs or coming into kneeling as we begin. Bringing your hands together at your heart space. And we'll end our practice with 3 deep, full breaths in, deepest breaths of practice. Take a deep, full breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. And again. One more time. Hari Om Shanti, Shanti, peace. Peace to you and peace to our earth. The light in me honors and bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for being here.